everyone. This is study session 4, and this study session 4 is talking about teamwork and communication in the workplace. So permit me to share my screen so we're able to be on the same page. So am I audible? Let me see your emoji. You can wave. Okay. Okay, thank you. I've seen it. So permit me to share my screen. Can you see my screen? You can still wave or chat me up. Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you. God bless you. So this is study session 4. Yesterday we talked about diversity in the workplace. So if you look at all these study sessions from study session 1 to 4, even to the last study session in this in your manual, they are all related. They are interrelated. That is why you have to follow the process from study session 1 to the last study session. She understands. So today's lecture is teamwork and communication. So teamwork and communication. So if you look at what is in your handouts, we have discussed so many things in our previous studies. So you learn about diversity in the last study session. We talk about the keys to managing diversity in a workplace and how leaders can maximize these diversities for the growth of the organization. So we made mention of how diversity can improve the organizational performance. And we broken down the organizational performance into 2. We talk about financial performance, where we made mention of ROI, the net profit margin, and so on. Then after which we discuss non-financial performance. So whereby we talk about customer retention, employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction, and so on. So, but in this learning outcome, we talk about the teamwork and the effective communication in a workplace. Do you understand? So at the end of this learning, you should be able to enumerate various benefits of teamwork. Then you should be able to list essential skills that enhance productivity amidst the team members. And you should be able to state the benefits of effective communication in teamwork. And finally, we should be able to list simple ways conflict can be prevented or resolved in a team-oriented environment. By God's grace, in this learning, we try as much as possible to discuss what is in our handout, as well as giving a practical experience of what the teamwork and communication is all about. So now let us look at the first learning outcome. If you look at the word teamwork, you understand. So teamwork in the workplace is when a group of individuals works together towards achieving a common goal in an effective and efficient manner. Do you understand? When a group of individuals, we talked about a group yesterday. So when a group of individuals work together towards achieving a particular goal, do you understand? And achieving this goal should be in an effective and efficient manner. Do you understand? So teamwork is an activity that many people try to avoid in the workplace. People try to avoid teamwork in the workplace. Do you understand? However, there are a lot of benefits attached to working in teams for both individual and the organization. The performance, or let me just say the aims and objectives of organization can easily be achieved using the team work. So when multiple people work together, do you understand, towards a common goal, the business or the organization can flourish. Do you understand? So it will help the organization when people are working in a team. Because when you are working in a team, a lot of experiences, perspectives, and aspiration will come. Do you understand? And you know, we said something yesterday that when we are talking about diversity, I said you have to ensure that to manage diversity in the workplace, you listen to others, listen to what others will say. So in a teamwork, you must ensure that you listen to your team members. Do you understand? So members of a team needs to understand their individual responsibility to the team success. So if 4 people, if they are in a team, each of them must know, or each of them must know the assigned responsibility given to them. Do you understand? You must know your responsibility. You must know where you can step on, where you cannot step on. Do you understand? So as well as understand how the duties of their team member help the company to move forward. So those are the things that we need to put in place when we are talking about a team. So now, there is no way you have a team without communication. So that is why good communication gets all the necessary information to each team members on their responsibility, and it also keeps the team updated on the company progress. That is why communication affects teamwork in positive and negative ways. Do you understand? Communication affects what? Teamwork in positive and negative way. If you look at the quantity and the quality of communication within a team, and from leadership, affect the teamwork. The quantity and what? And the quality of communication within a team and from the leadership affect the teamwork. So it is important to communicate, and the communication must be effective and efficient. Do you understand? So workplace communication is a powerful tool that can influence the success of an entire organization. So it's always good to have an effective communication. Once you have an effective communication within a team, automatically the success is certain. So now let us try to look at the functional roles of team members. But before we get to the functional role of team members, I would like to show you something on the LMS. So that will help us to know the importance of what? Of working as a team. Let us look at this. Let's go straight to our LMS. Okay. Let us look at it. Please, can you see this thing? So let me maximize the screen. So if you look at this, they call it paintball challenge. Do you understand? So what they are trying to do is that they call it paintball challenge or paintball game. What they are trying to do is that they will place a ball in a pen stand. Do you understand? Look at the ball. This is the stand. They are placing the ball in the pen stand. So only use tip of the pen to lift the ball up. And the ball should not what? Should not touch the ground. That's what they are trying to do. And if you look at what they are doing here, it is the teamwork. If any of them fail to do something that they have asked each and every one of them to do, automatically all of them are failed. So they are using the tip of the pen to lift the ball. So they didn't achieve it here. Let us look at it again. Look at it. They have lifted the ball successfully. So that's the power of what? Working as a team. Do you understand? So in team settings, certain formality exists, and now co-workers interact and communicate. Do you understand? With one another. So the interactions and communication is very, very important here. For them to achieve and lift the ball successfully, they have to interact and they have to communicate effectively and efficiently. So in fostering a more productive and cooperative workspace, do you understand? So team must prioritize communication strategies. So the strategies they are using here help them to lift the ball successfully. Do you understand? So that is what I want to put across to you. So I will try as much as possible to upload the game again on the LMS, and we have it all. So that is exactly what I want to pass across to you. They call it team building activities in a for employee in an organization. So now let us now talk about the functional rules of a team members. The functional rules of what? Team members. So when you work as a team, each and every one of us must ensure that we have what is it called? We have our assigned duty and what and responsibilities. So now what we are saying here is that what are the roles of what? Of team member. Do you understand? The first one is task rules. What do I say? Task rules. Move a team toward accomplishing their objective. That is, when these actions include setting goals, identifying tasks, gathering facts, providing information, clarifying and summarizing ideas, and build consensus. What they are trying to tell us here is that, what exactly do you want to do? Do you understand? Is there any objective you are pursuing? Is there any goals you are pursuing? So those are the first questions that we ask ourselves as a team members. Do you understand? Once you are able to achieve or to answer these questions correctly, automatically the next line of action is, how do we now achieve it? Do you understand? So the possible roles within this category are those that may be needed to advance a team from the forming to the what? To the performing stage of team development. So what they are saying here is that the task, the activities must be written down. Do you understand? What we intend to achieve must be what? Must be written down. So for us now to achieve those things, we have to work as what? As a team, and divide those things into what? Into individual tasks, so that everybody will be assigned a particular duty to work with. So now, then the next role is interactive role. Once we have each and every one of us has his or our own assigned roles and duty. So the next thing is we have to interact. Interact in the sense that if there's a difficulty or if there's anything that I need from one of my group members, I have to move closer to him or her and ask him about that particular thing. So that is why interaction is very, very important for us to achieve our aims and objectives. These actions include encouraging participation, expressing feelings, reconciling disagreement, keeping communication open, setting and applying standards for group performance, and building on each other's ideas. It is through this action that teams function positively and effectively. Look at the ball game, that I just showed you. Do you understand? There's an interaction when they want to lift the ball. When each and every one of them, when they are pointing their pen to the ball, there's an interaction that is going on within them. So that is why interaction is very, very important. Do you understand? So they have to keep their communication open. They have to set and apply standard for their group performance. Then the next one is self-oriented rules. Put the needs of the individual ahead of the needs of the team. They include dominating the discussion, interrupting, wasting time, not listening, withdrawing from the conversation, and holding side conversation. A team that has individual demonstrating this behavior is in jeopardy of not realizing its goal and objectives. When you are working at a team, you have to put your objective, your personal objective aside, and ensure that the objective of that particular team has been realized before you can talk about your own objective. Do you understand? So you don't interrupt your group members. Do you understand? You don't waste their time. Don't listen to other side attractions. Do you understand? So those are the things that you need to do as one of the team members. So now let's try to talk about the essentials of team. Essential of teamwork. For a group of people to work successfully as a team, all members must demonstrate a sense of unity or togetherness. Unity emerges as a group member exhibits the following skills. So one of the important skills that each and every team members must showcase is one, openness. Team members must be willing to get to know one another, particularly those with different interests and backgrounds. They must be open to new ideas, diverse viewpoints, and variety of individuals present within the group. They must listen to others and elicit their ideas. They must also know how to balance the need for cohesion within a group with the need for individual expressions. That is why when you are working as a group, openness is very, very important. Openness in the sense that you must ensure that any ideas that you have, you put it across to your team members and you listen effectively to those who want to give their own ideas. Do you understand? And you must not condemn anybody, even if you have if you think that your idea supersedes others, you have to try to convince them as a group member. So openness is very, very important. You must open yourself to a new ideas, diverse viewpoint of others, and the variety of individuals present within the group. So that is that about openness. Then true and self-disclosure. True and self-disclosure is one of the essential ingredients that team members must possess. Team members must trust one another enough to share their own ideas and feelings. So when you are working as a team, you should be able to trust one another. You trust yourself and trust others. Do you understand? So a sense of mutual trust develops only to the extent that everyone is willing to self-disclose and be honest. Do you understand? So, and you know, yesterday when we were discussing about diversity, we made mention of acceptance and respectful. Do you understand? When you accept others people's feelings, do you understand? They feel respected. Do you understand? So trust also grows as members demonstrate personal accountability for the tasks they have been assigned. Then the next one is support. You have to support your members. Let's assume your task has been divided. You are four in a group, and your task has been divided. Do you understand? And one of the members has difficulties in achieving his own task. You have to support one another. You have to help one another, because the main objective or the main goal of that particular team is that everyone must be successful in this or assigned task. So if you don't support one another, automatically it will affect the group outcome. So that's this why you have to support one another. So each and everyone in the group must not view the assigned task as competitive. Do you understand? You must all see one another as competitors. You must ensure that everyone must try to achieve what were assigned to him or her. So that's the essence of what working as a group. Then respect. We've said something about respect the other time. You have to respect the opinions, feelings, ideas of others. So team members must communicate their opinions in a way that respects others, focusing on what can we learn rather than who is to blame. So we don't need to blame anybody. We have to work as a team and achieve the intended goal. So the ability to help and be helped. So this one comes alongside with the support as well. So every team member must know when they need help with a given task or the other, and must be willing to ask for help. So don't feel shy. If you don't know anything, ask for help. Do you understand? Ask your team members, please, Mr. Lagbaj, please come and help me. I cannot do this thing. I don't know what is wrong. So and they will help. So also a team member should always be ready to be of help to others, members of the team, when they need help. So we have explained all this. Then the next one is maximum commitment. Maximum commitment. Team member must ensure that they have it in mind that their team will only be effective when everyone works hard enough by contributing his own quota before success can be achieved. That's exactly what I explained the other time. You are in a group, if there's a problem with any member of the group, automatically the 4 members has a problem. That's how the group, a team should be sent. You must ensure that everybody is successful for you to achieve your team tasks. Teamwork never fails, rather individual fail teamwork. So if you are in a team, there's hardly any way your team can be failed. The only thing that can happen is if a member fails, automatically the team has failed. So that is that about maximum commitment. Then the next one is effective communication. I said it, communication is very, very important. You know, communication in groups is important because there are increased risk of what? Conflict, tension, and misunderstanding that can ensue from what? From the workspace. Do you understand? And there's no way you can do without conflict. There's no way you can do without tension, and there's no way you can do without misunderstanding. But effective communication will help us to achieve, to correct all this. Do you understand? Or to ensure that all these things are reduced to the barest minimum. So listening is as important as speaking. Members of a team should be sure to know how to do both effectively. So it's very, very important to work as a team. Then, having said that, what are the advantages of teamwork? So a good and efficient team contributes to the success of the organization, as better results are produced when work is carried out in a team-oriented environment. When you are working as a team, success is certain. Success is guaranteed. That is why it's always good to work as a team. So one of the advantages of teamwork is increased efficiency. The efficiency in terms of performance, do you understand, of an organization has to be what? Has to be increased. If you want to measure efficiency, you measure efficiency using output-input strategy. Let me just give you something here. You measure your efficiency using, efficiency is measured using outputs, inputs, strategy. So what do I mean by this? In any organization, if the output is greater than the inputs, so the organization good form. However, if the output is less than the inputs, so the organization is in bad state, or we can call it dangling. So if the output equals the inputs, so the organization is at what? At break even. So in this case, the organization can re-strategize. So now, so if you want to measure the efficiency of an organization, you measure the efficiency using the output-input strategy. If your output is greater than your input, automatically the organization is in good form. That is, what you realize at the end of the day is more than what you put into the business or into the organization. So the organization is in good form. That's exactly when you have, if your revenue, let me just use income and expense. Do you understand? Let's say your profit at the end of the day, your profit is 10 million. Expenses, what you incur at the end of the day is 8 million. Do you understand? So 10 million, then this one is 8 million. Automatically, so your don't let us call this one profit. Let us call this one what we realized. So what we realized can also be termed as our outputs. Our outputs. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, our expenses can be termed as our inputs, what we put into the business. So, and at the end of the day, our profit is equal to what? Is 2 million. So, but in this case, what we realize, so what we realize here, let's say what we realize here is 10 million, and what we realize here is 12, the expenses we incurred is 12 million. Automatically, this is not profit again, this is loss. Do you understand? So we have loss of 2 million. That shows that the organization is in bad state. So in the third instance, what we realize is 10 million, and what we incur is also 10 million. So our profit is 0. So we are break even here. We neither gain nor lose. So if we re-strategize, this third aspect is better than this second one. Do you understand? If we re-strategize here, we can make profits in the subsequent transactions. But this one is the best one. Do you understand? So that is way to measure efficiency. You measure your efficiency using your output input strategy. And, and in every team work, you must ensure that the efficiency of an organization is what? Is increased. So in this case, we are efficient. The organization is what? Is efficient. So that's the implication. Do you understand? So you can only be efficient when you work as what? As a team. Is that clear? So that is that about that. Let me just clear this. So that is that about increasing efficiency. When you increase, when working in a team, members are working towards a common goal. That is to increase the efficiency, that is to achieve the organization goals and objectives. Do you understand? Hence, the entire work process becomes more efficient when you work as what? As a team. For example, if there's a problem faced along the way, there are more people to help solve the issues. That is why we said, when you have a problem, don't keep mute. Try as much as possible to speak out. Let others help you, because the essence of working as a team is to help one another. Similarly, having multiple team members on board provides an avenue to get the work done faster with shared responsibility. That is why when you work as a team, instead of you to be doing a particular thing, so when you work as a team, you achieve that thing within a allotted time frame. So from a management perspective, encouraging teamwork in the workplace allows the company or department to take on additional work and in turn generate extra revenue without having to hire more staff. That's the essence of what? Working as a team. And one of the advantages of teamwork is to increase efficiency. Then the next one is idea generation. One of the greatest benefits of working in a team is the inspiration and ideas that can result from team discussions. Do you understand? Inspiration and what ideas that can result from what team discussions. When running ideas by one another, there's a lot more scope for creativity in comparison to working on a project alone. In an effective team environment, staff members feel confident in suggesting ideas because you are working as what? As a team. So when working autonomously and having a direct response for ideas, people tend to present the safer options to their what? To their managers. However, when in a team brainstorming environment, the notion of suggesting creative and unique ideas is welcome. So that's why it's always good to work as what? As a team, because when you are working as a team, idea is generated. Then the team also bring people together from different backgrounds and level of experience, which can help in creating optimal solutions and achieving the organization objectives and goals. So the next one is learning experience. When you are working as a team, each individual is learning. That is why we call it learning curve. As you are working on with a team, you are learning because you are confined to your own ideas. But when people are giving their own ideas, you learn more. So teamwork is important in the workspace as it brings people together from different backgrounds and level of experience. You have different ideas, different perspectives, different aspirations, and people will learn more and more. So consequently, projects which involve teamwork serve also as an opportunity for professional development and learning. So when you are given a project as a teamwork, you have it at the back of your mind that you want to develop yourself and you want to learn, because people with different ideas will try to submit their ideas and opinions. And from the ideas and opinions, you learn more. So that's the essence of what? Working as a team. Then enhanced communication. So if you work at this as a team, it enhances communication. And communication is the key to the success of what? Many projects, most especially an effective and efficient communication. That is why I said the other time, look at the ball pen game. They communicate within themselves and they achieve what they intend to achieve. So teamwork activities such as meeting together to discuss ideas, collaborating information to contribute to a project require both verbal and written communication skills. So that is why communication is very, very important in every team work. So teamwork also facilitates an open discussion which allow team members to be adequately informed. Do you understand? To be adequately informed about a particular project. Do you understand? About a particular project. So now, the next one is share workload. Share workload. When working in a team towards a common goal, the workload is shared among all team members. That is why, when we are talking about the task rule the other time, that is the activities performed by each member of the group, we were talking about the task rules. Do you understand? Once you know what you intend to achieve, the next line of action is to divide the task into different terms, whereby each individual will be assigned a particular task. Do you understand? So the workload that you have has been shared once each and everyone has been given the assigned task. Do you understand? So then teamwork also allows for helping another team member when one another has finished is workload. That is why it increases employee engagement. You engage in another person's task. So it is important to remember that because all members are working towards the same goal, if one finishes his work before another, such a member should be willing to offer assistance in order to help complete the project. Because if you don't help others, your own personal task will be useless. Because you are working as a team, you have to achieve a common goal. Important. When you are talking about networking, you are talking about using a thread to tie every member of the group together. Do you understand? When you are working as a team, networking should be what? Should be given a space. A strong team mechanisms for staff members. So team members within group. So that is networking. Then the next thing that we need to do here is effective communication. What is effective communication? We said something the other time. I said communication in a group is very, very important because there's an increased risk of what? Risk of conflict, tension, and misunderstanding in the what? In the workplace. So good communication is effective. Is vital. That is important. That is when you're talking about effective communication, is very, very important because it is the foundation of a healthy culture and proper functioning of what? Of that particular team. Do you understand? Effective communication is very, very important because it is a healthy, do you understand? It's the foundation of a healthy and proper functioning of that particular team. When a team has excellent communication skills, do you understand? All other aspects of business can flourish. All other aspects of that particular organization can flourish and work well. Conversely, if a team has difficulties with communication, all other elements are more likely to struggle or fail altogether. Because if one of the team member is having difficulty and you did not even try to help that person, automatically you all fail together. So that's the essence of what? Of building an effective communication in a team. So to develop effective team communication, there is a need to understand how communication affects team positively and negatively. And that's the first thing that we explain here, because communication affects team positively and what? And negatively. So that is that about effective communication. Benefit of communication in a team. So what is the benefit of communication? Why do we need to communicate as a team? So it increased interactions. So the second one is it clarifies responsibilities. You'll be able to know your assigned duty. You'll be able to know your assigned task. So when you communicate with one another, you clarify your responsibility. Then the next one is enhances training. By communication, you learn more. Do you understand? So it enhances training. Then it eliminates or reduces conflict. Conflict is something that is ubiquitous in an organization. You must not do without it. But the most important thing is how to manage the conflict. That's the most important thing. How to manage what? How to manage the conflict. Sorry. So now, conflict resolution in a teamwork. That's the next line of action. Conflict resolution in a teamwork. When we are talking about conflict in a teamwork, we say so conflict is ubiquitous. That is, it exists everywhere in an organization. Do you understand? Then how do we now resolute conflict that can exist or that have existed in what? In a teamwork. Of the very many aspects or effect of poor or lack of communication in a team, conflict has been reported to be the most prevalent effect. It's very, very common. Conflict in a team, as earlier mentioned, is hazardous to the growth and success of an organization. And when they are not resolved in time, it will cost the organization lots more than the bargain for. Following a few simple ways to prevent resolved conflict. What they are trying to say here is that conflict is everywhere in organization, and we must find a way to resolve conflict. And if conflict does not resolve in time, it may affect the performance the objective of what? Of the organization to achieve its aims and what? Conflicts in an organization. The first one is you ensure that each team member is shouldering an equal share of the work so that no one feels frustrated or resentful. That is, you try to share the workload, and each and every one members of the team must know his or her own assigned tasks. So provide a clear set of rules, responsibility as a necessary for team members to follow. look at the ball game pen. They have rules. The first rule is that the first rule is they have to place the ball in pen stand. They have placed the ball in pen stand. So the second rule is only use top of the pen to lift the ball. If one of the members try to use the back or the side of the pen to lift the ball, there is a problem. So that's the rule. They said the second rule is that you only use the tip of what? Of the pen to lift the ball. And ball should not touch the ground. That's the next rule. The ball should not touch the ground. So once you are able to follow all the laid down procedures and principles in a teamwork, automatically you achieve your aims and objectives. So it provides a clear set of rules and responsibilities as a necessity for team members to follow. Those are the conflict ways to resolve conflict in an organization. Then team leaders should try as much as possible, because in every team you must have a leader. That's the most important thing. And don't look at your leader as someone that is just an opportunist. It's not as if he knows more than you. Do you understand? You can even have opinions that will be better than his or hers. Do you understand? Don't look at him as, oh, this I will not follow this person. No, just try to work hand in hand. So if the team leader should try as much as possible to effectively resolve all conflicts. As a team leader, you must ensure that some people will not be happy for even being a team leader. So you have to ensure that you resolve all conflicts by addressing complaints objectively and offering constructive criticisms rather than placing or shifting blame. Do you understand? So then the next one is, if the team leaders are unable to resolve the dispute, management team leaders should then be informed so that further conflict resolution step can be taken. So if a member of the teams find out that the team leader cannot resolve the conflict within themselves, automatically they have to inform the management team so as to resolve the conflict. So further conflict will not occur. So that is that about study session 4 that talks about team and communication in the workplace. So that is that about this. If there's any questions, reactions, comments, so before we call it a day, let me try to unmute you so we'll be able to have the floor. Thank you and God bless you. So, Ogbodogbo.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you raise your hand.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture, sir.
I
want to chip in this that in case of teamwork, where a task has been given to a particular group of people, and some people we not want to play their own role, saying that once they see somebody that is hardworking in that group,
I'm listening.
The social person is. Hello, sir. Hello,
yeah,
sir.
I can hear you now.
Okay. I said in teamwork.
When
a group of people is given an assignment to do or a task to do, we find that if there's a particular person that is hardworking in that group, some people that are lazy will not feel that so person is in that group, so they will feel lazy to do the work. They will not leave the bulk of the work for that person to do, and that person have it in the back of his or her mind that this work must not fail. In such situation, what can be done to those people that are not supportive, sir?
Okay, thank you so much. It's one of the disadvantages of teamwork. That's one of the disadvantages of teamwork. Because when you are in a team and you discover that you are in a team and you discover that 2 of the members are very hardworking. Do you understand? Another 2 are not hardworking. The most important thing is to ensure that you achieve the what you intend to achieve. That's the most important thing. Whether they are lazy or not, ensure that you achieve it and report them. So in every organization, you don't, once you have tried to use a communication skills that you can use to correct them, and they didn't heed to your advice. So the next line of action is you report them, so as when you are partnering together in the next task, they won't be able to do the kind of thing that they have done. Do you understand? So
Yes,
the
sir.
first thing is ensure that you achieve what you intend to achieve as a team, after which you now report them. But before you report them, you must have tried to criticize them constructively why they are not doing what they are supposed to do. It's one of the disadvantages that we normally experience in a teamwork. But that's what you should do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Udo Zuka. Udo Zuka, mute yourself. Or mute yourself.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes,
I'm with you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for today's lecture. We're grateful. Please, my question is pertaining to the disadvantages of teamwork. Can you please highlight more on it? Hello?
More of disadvantages of a teamwork.
Yes.
Okay.
You just said it, but can you please highlight more?
Yes, I will do that. Well, you know, for every advantage, there must be a disadvantage.
Okay,
do you
sir.
understand? So
yes.
one of the disadvantage, one of the disadvantage of having somebody, or let me just say, one of the disadvantage of a teamwork is that it decreases efficiency. When a person in a teamwork try to fail to do or assign task or responsibility, you understand? So it may affect the entire team. Who are these people that is disturbing this place now? Let me remove this person.
Unmute everybody.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, okay. Yes, thank you. So one of the disadvantages of a teamwork is that if any of the members fail to do his or assigned responsibility, it will definitely decrease the efficiency of that particular organization. Then conflict between team members, that is a disadvantage, because conflict in the sense that if you are working assiduously and you discover one of the team members didn't do anything, you may feel dejected. You may not be happy. And at times, the way you talk may make that person to be angry. So it's always cause conflict between team members. Then another disadvantage is difficulties in the decision-making process. So it may cause difficulties in what? In decision-making process. Then another disadvantage of teamwork is at times you feel lonely. You feel isolated from the rest of the members if you are not working closely with others on a daily basis. So those are the disadvantages of what? Of team work. We have other disadvantages that you can even think of. Do you understand? But those are the things that we can. And there's one thing I want to tell you. As a team member, do you understand? You know, you must have a leader, a team lead. If you happen to be a team lead, ensure that you lead by example. It always encourages your follower. Ensure that what? You lead by example. Try as much as possible to practice what you teach. Practice what you preach. Practice what you teach or what you preach. If you want employees to adopt new communication practices, do you understand? You must lead by example and inspire or encourage them to follow it. So that's what a good leader is. A leader must guide their team and the organization to succeed. Do you understand? So that is that about that. So Beatrice, you have the floor. Hello, British. You can unmute yourself. Okay, Udo Ezuka. Udo Ezuka, unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I'm listening. Unmute yourself and talk. Okay. Beatrice. Unmute yourself. So if there's no other questions, I think so. No more question, right? Okay. Jacinta, unmute yourself.
Okay. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Okay, sir. Thank you for that beautiful lecture. My question is on advantages of teamwork.
Okay.
Number 6. I didn't get what you said on support network, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So when we are talking about support network, do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What we are trying to put across is that, you know, there's what is called collaboration in teamwork. When you are working as a team, you must ensure that there should be a thread that serves as network within that particular team. When I'm talking about a thread, I'm not talking about a thread to tie you. Do you understand? I'm talking about the close relationships or close interactions that must be within that particular team. There should be an effective communication when you are working as a team. Each and every member of the team must support one another, because this effective communication that we are talking about serves as a foundation of what? Collaboration. You should be able to collaborate with one another, because without it, teams may struggle to reach their intended goals and objectives. Do you understand? So there should be a network within the members of the team. If you have a particular view, ask, put down the view. Let others try to gain from that views. Do you understand? Listen to others. That's what I mean by network. Help one another. So that's what I mean by network. Support network. There should be a support network within the members of that particular group. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So more clarification on the functional role of team members. Functional role of team members. Actually, all these things is something that you can as well look into your manual and read them. But let me just quickly talk about the functional roles of team members. When you are talking about the functional roles of team members, what we are trying to tell us here is that in a team, you have members, you have individual members. What are the rules of each and every individual? That's one. Then another thing is, what are the intended roles or what are the intended goals of that particular team? That's another thing. So now, when we are now talking about the functional role of team members, automatically as a team member, what exactly is my role? Do you understand? And if you want to talk about the role of the team member, the first thing that you do is you look at the task in that team. Okay, you want to ensure that our customers must increase from 2,000 to 20,000. How do we achieve it? That's the first thing. So as a team member, they now say, okay, ensure as in your team, ensure that your customer increases from 2,000 to 20,000. How you want to do it, we don't want to know. So as a team, you have to sit down, take your pen and paper, try to draft how to achieve increasing your customer base from 2,000 to 20,000. So if all the tax has been listed, let's assume the tax is, there are 10, and you have just 5 members. So automatically, each member will have 2 assigned roles and responsibilities. Do you understand? So the task role for each and every members of the group must be what? Must be indicated. So that's what we mean by task role. And this task role, we move that particular team towards achieving a goal or objective. And what is that objective? Increasing the customer base from 2,000 to 20,000. Do you understand? And what we are saying about this task role is you set a goal, you identify the task, you gather the facts, provide the information, clarify and summarizing the ideas, and you achieve your goal. So that's the task role. Then the interactive role. I have 2 assigned roles and responsibility. Another person has 2 assigned roles and responsibility. We must be able to interact, because if I'm trying to achieve my own, your own start, from where I achieve my own, your own start, automatically without the interaction, there will be a problem. So we must interact with one another. So that's another functional roles of team members. Then the last one is self-oriented roles. So put the needs of individual ahead of the need of the team. That's what they mean by self-oriented roles. And you must not do that. The needs of the team must be given priority. That is, you prioritize the needs of what? Of the team. Do you understand? You must ensure that you don't interrupt your colleagues or their ideas. Listen attentively. When you listen, you learn. Most times when you talk, you don't learn. But when you listen, you learn. Do you understand? A team must have a team that has individuals demonstrate this behavior is in jeopardy. When you try to obstruct others, when you try not to listen to others, you understand? The team is in jeopardy of not realizing their objective. So those are the 3 assigned 3 roles of functional roles of team members. I think that's sufficient. That explanation is sufficient. So is there any other questions, reactions, comments before we call it a day?
Thank you, sir.
No, sir.
No.
Thank you very much, sir, for a
question,
nice
sir.
lecture.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Very, very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
What an
Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice
Thank you,
day, sir.
sir. We hope you are going to take us during face to face.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you, sir.